Greetings, everyone. Welcome to Chant A Psalm A. How is everyone today? We are here on Tuesday. Yesterday was Monday. We are here on Tuesday, and I'm thankful to be here because there's so many things happening out there that is called trouble. There's a lot of trouble in the world. Bob Marley sang it, so much trouble in the world. It's just a lot. And I usually watch the news right before I do my psalm, and I do a meditation. And I find that we're almost at the top of the hour here. um, so we have to come to togetherness, in a togetherness, because let me tell you, the trouble is coming together in a togetherness. The trouble comes like that. So we have to come together. So thanks for joining Chant A Psalm A. Thank you so much for making this your stop in. Thanks for stopping in. Come on. Hi, Aiden. How are you? My day has just begun. My day has just begun. It is the top of the hour, everyone. We're at the top of the hour. So wherever you are in the world, it is the top of the hour, whether it's 7, 8, 9, 10, 6, or whatever. How are you, Aiden Sparks? I hope that you are doing well and that you find yourself in a good place today by giving thanks and by giving your kindness. So thanks for joining Chant A Psalm A. We're at the top of the hour. We're at the top of the hour here now. We are at the top of the hour. So tell me where everybody is watching from. Where are you watching from? Put in the comments where you're watching from, okay? We're going to get started with Chant A Psalm. I have my hot tea. Make sure you have your hot tea or your coffee, wherever you have. Where are you watching from, Chef Brian? Where are you watching from? Where are you watching from, Aiden? Oh, Aiden, you're in America. Okay. Awesome. Do you mind telling us where in America you are located? America is a big place. Thanks for liking this video, by the way. Oh my goodness, I'm just waking up, everyone. Greetings and welcome to Chant A Psalm A. We're at the top of the hour, okay? We're at the top of the hour. Hi, Halloween Saint Rostamov. We're at the top of the hour. So it's at the top of the hour. We're little by 1 minute after the top of the hour. So we are going to begin our psalm. Okay. Thanks for joining Chant A Psalm A. We are here today again, as you can tell. And let's... Okay. I got to get situated here. Okay. This is my bathroom here. Okay. I'm in my office. Thank you for subscribing to this channel. Thank you for liking this video. Thank you so much for sharing where you're watching from. I don't want to know where you're from. I just want to know where you're watching from. Where are you at in the world right now watching? Okay. Where are you? So thanks for joining Chant A Psalm A. Thank you so much. Every rise, I try to join this live and share the psalm. The Psalms are in the Bible. There are books of Psalms. I think there's 5 books of them. They found them in the ancient places, and they dug them out, translated them, and translated them. And in that translation, some things were lost and missed, right? So what I like to do is uplift. I'm not taking anything, I'm not adding anything, I'm just defining what the words mean. Okay. So when I look at the psalm, that's what I'm doing. All right. So it's gonna lift you up. So buckle up, get ready so we can unpack this. Okay. Thanks so much for subscribing to this channel. Thank you so much for liking the video, for being part of this, and for watching. So yeah, okay, let's get started. I know everyone is excited to get going with the psalm. So I wanted to start off with the verse of the day, because the verse of the day gets you going. It allows you to think about yourself and think about what you need to do with yourself in terms of the goodness and mercy that lives within you. You have a goodness and a mercy that dwells there. Hi, Andrew. Hi, Andrew. Thank you for joining Chant A Psalm A. So this is what we are to do. We are to follow. You have the whole alphabet, Aiden. Thank you. You know your alphabet. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, Z. Amazing. So let's go to our verse of the day. And the verse of the day is coming from Ephesians chapter 5. Ephesians chapter 5, 1 to 2. 1 to 2. So follow, I ask that the words of my mouth, the meditation of our hearts are acceptable in the sight of what is righteous, what is kind and good and merciful and loving. Okay. I am still sleepy. Oh my goodness. I've just been on the go from Friday entertaining my good friend, a really special friend of mine who came to visit me for the holidays, for my, time off. And I've never met them until they came to meet me. Okay. Bye, Andrew. See you later. Have a good day. So while you're going, you need to follow. This is the Ephesians. Follow righteous examples. Okay. People like to follow fashion and they like to follow trends, but we need to follow the example of what righteousness means, and that dwells within our God, right? Therefore, as dearly loved children, right, and walking in the way of love, just as righteousness loves I and gave up for I a fragrant offering and sacrifice to the goodness and mercy of righteousness. That sacrifice is a result of that righteousness that's unadulterated, that is sacred goodness. There is perfection ultimately within that. So that's why we seek it. We seek the goodness. We seek to do good. Okay. So Ephesians chapter 5, verse 1 to 2. Check it out. Okay. Check it out. What example are you following? What is the example that you are following? That is the question for today's verse of the day. And then when we slide over to the psalm today, it's Psalm 77. And Psalm 77 is about seeking for that one and following that you are following that example. You're seeking after that goodness. So the verse today kind of catapults us into the psalm, and the psalm gives us strength to know that we are blessed, highly favored, and wonderfully made in the image that is of righteousness. So when I look at you, I see righteousness until you show me differently. When I look at that person, I see righteousness until you show me differently. So you lead with goodness, you think with righteousness, and you act upon the will of all of that's good. Okay? So the verse today, as I said, catapults us into the psalm. And when I looked at the word today, it really pulls the meaning of what we are about today in the psalm, right? Who are you following? And in the word today is brought to us by Job 11:18. And the word today is protected. Protected. It's past tense. It means that you are being protected right now while you're watching this. You are being protected right now while you're watching this. So our word today is protected, okay? And I'm going to start with that after the verse of the day from Ephesians. So the verse of the day, what example are you following, pulls us into this book of Job 11:18. You know, Job was the most patient of all the patients, right? Job was. So it's very appropriate that we look at the example of Job as that we need to follow. So what example are you following? According to the word today, protected, we are looking at the book of Job. So in the book of Job, it speaks, verse 18, chapter 11, you will have confidence because there is a future. You will be protected and take your rest in safety. Boom. Stamp that on my heart. So those of you who are depressed, have anxiety, you are insecure, you're jealous, you have animosity or regret or just contempt, you're just not in a good place. Look at Job 11:18. Look at that. Job 11:18. Because there is a future. You're going to be okay. You have to have a surety of mind. You have to know that you're protected and that you will take your rest in a safe place. Okay? There's a lot of things going on. I looked at the news. I watched the news the day after it airs because I don't have a TV. And when I watched the news and saw the calamity of the airplanes and all that, I was so happy when my friend texted me and said that they reached to their home safely. It was a rough landing, but they got there safely. And I give thanks for that. That's why I do the psalm every day. It's a way of speaking thank yous to that I don't see. That's the unseen, because the faith I have propels the works I do. For the faith without those works are nothing, absolutely nothing. And it's important that that comes from love, because without love, you are just a clanging cymbal making noise, right? Without love, you give away all your possessions, but you don't have love, that's not gonna help you. So it's the actions that speak, that gives weight to our relationship that we're having, and we're building with that higher force, that higher one that's perfection. We came out of that. Where we came out of that into the earth, into the world rather, and have become imperfect. We have fallen short of the glory. So that's why we stay steady in that fast love of righteousness, because that is what is going to keep each one safe. We're taking our rest in safety because we have an assurance of mind that there is a higher perfection of love that we are striving to reach. Okay, I may not get there with you, but we all have a journey, and that journey may look different for you. It may look different for me. Okay, that's why I always speak, stand in love, don't fall in it. Because when you fall in the love for someone, you're not going to see anything else. You're going to be blind. Remember, ever heard people talk about blinded by love? You're blinded. You cannot see past the forest from the trees because you're putting the person before God. And that is not a good thing to do. God comes first. Righteousness is first. You do not put anything before that. That's why we have people that are enablers. They enable each other into the wrongness. That's why misery loves company. Misery loves a bandwagon of folks. Okay? Because misery cannot stand alone. Misery has to have others around. So, in the word today, protected, I find my protection in my divinity. So yesterday's word talked about about our divinity. Yesterday's word was epiphany, right? The divinity of our of the epiphany, of that revelatory event that we have. So okay. Hi, Mike. So protected is our word today. So I find my protection in my divinity, right? Unexpected, and this word of the day comes from dailyword.com, so you can find it yourself. It's dailyword.com, and they have these monthly books of the words of the day, sponsored or supported by scriptures. So the word today, protected, is brought to us today by Job 11:18. And Job 11:18 I just read. So we're going to read the commentary on the word protected. It speaks, unexpected and or undesirable developments may leave you feeling afraid and unsure what to do, right? When something unexpected happens or when something undesirable develops, you may be feeling afraid and unsure, right? This is when you must hold tightly to the faith, your faith. Remember, I talked about the faith and your works. It comes from love. And that faith in that love, and you're standing firm in that goodness and righteousness, that's the presence of what God is. And it is just, it's not just with me. It's not just with you. It's within you. Oh, my shoulders. It's within you. So we always talk about this power that's within. You have a superpower. People may not realize that, but you do. And we oftentimes give up or relinquish our superpower to others. We don't self care within ourselves. So we have to get to that within place. Get to that within place. Trusting in protecting presence within calms your heart. It calms and gives you a mind of tranquility, a mind of serenity, all right? A calmness of mind and heart, and reminds that you are never alone, okay? You are never alone. And trusting in that protecting presence empowers. It's not that you're, boasting that, you're protected, nothing can happen to you. No, you are empowered because that trust empowers you to seek the circumstances that is needed to make yourself feel safe. Right? I had to do that. That's an example of that was I had to readjust myself in order to feel safe and comfortable. And sometimes we don't do that. We oftentimes want to please the other person in hostage of our own, safety. So mostly I realized that righteousness's protection rests in the awareness that I am loved, okay, or blessed. I met with my high school friend from high school, and he mentioned the word bless. And I've heard it before where people have said that that word bless belongs to blasphemous or something like that. It's the origin of the word, for example. So when I look at the word bless, I have to look at the origin of words. So I am loved with many righteous gifts. My faith, my calmness of mind, and dominion allow me to meet life with a sense of security and safety. I am blessed, or I am loved, to lead a God-centered life and to know and trust in righteous protection. So oftentimes we allow words to hold us hostage. We allow words to hold us hostage in their origin, their meanings, their, semantics of words. And we cannot do that. I have a friend, she's a reverend, and she said that you cannot, words should not be used or abused in ways that hold you in a negative space, and that you think a word is a bad word because of its use or how it sounds. It sounds like another word, right? So oftentimes we get this feeling that, are we using the right words? Are we getting our point across? Now, I have a shoulder. My shoulder is hurting, so I'm going to put on my oil. I have my 1-drop oil. Okay. I gave one away yesterday to my high school friend, and this is the 1-drop oil. I have to put some on my shoulder. But anyway, so I squeeze it, and it comes out like that. I put some on my hand like this, rub it, and then I put it on my shoulder like this. Ah, oh my goodness. My friend said, "You got to be the spokesperson." Oh my gosh, that feels so good. So this is an example of this right there. Trusting in the protecting presence within calms my heart and mind and reminds me I am never alone, right? Look at me touching me. I am not alone. This trusting in this protecting presence empowers me to seek the circumstances I need to make myself feel safe. This is what I am going to seek because of the protecting presence that's within me, that's seeking for calmness, seeking for safety, seeking for relief of pain. And this is what this oil does that I make. Remember, I broke this arm here. So it's going to impact me for the rest of my life. So I had to create a substance that's going to release the pain of this circumstances, right? To make me feel safe. So my faith, right? My wise mind to create something and dominion allow I to meet life with a sense of security and safety. So I am secure. I'm not insecure and jealous. If I'm with someone and they're talking to someone, I'm like, hi, let's all meet each other. I'm not a jealous, insecure person. Some people are because of childhood trauma. Okay. The trust versus mistrust stage, according to Erickson's theory, was not fully met. Also, the attachment theory is also plays a part in that trauma of that children have that they take into their adult relationships. So the word today is powerful in that righteous protection is what you trust. I am loved to lead a righteous centered life. Remember the verse today. Follow the righteous example, right? People look at Jesus as that example. Follow that. People look at Moses. People look at Jacob or Job. Follow these examples. They are of righteous examples to follow. So I and you all out there are blessed. Okay, I don't even want to say blessed anymore, but let's go deeper. You are cared for. You are loved. You are highly favored and wonderfully made. Now I got to do the other side because it's a balance thing. When you put this oil on, if you put it on one side, you got to put it on the other side because it's about balance. Oh my goodness, that feels so good, y'all. And it once you put it on, it immediately takes effect. I can't feel that pain anymore. It immediately takes effect. So, oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. This product can go into other products. I can sell this to big manufacturers so they can add this ingredient to their product. Guess what? There's a lot of different ways to skin a cat. So we can this is going to go into a candle because it keeps mosquitoes away. It's going to go into a soap where you can bathe with it. So this oil is going to be taken off into different places. You can burn your candle. I have a candle. Where is it? I have a candle burning right here. And there's citronella candles, right? Well, this is a 1-drop miracle oil candle that has the actual Morianda citronella fruit Check it out now. So we're going to have candles. It's not going to be this color, but it's going to be this color that's going to burn this scent throughout. So if you're on the beach or somewhere, you can actually, have that around you to keep away the mosquitoes, as well as put it on your skin. So I have a lot of product points. In other words, I have the oil, the candle, the soap, the deodorant stick. I can put this in a deodorant stick and have it done. So I had to put some on for my shoulders. Okay. Having something on my head can be hard because it's weight pulling down. So that is our verse today. That is our verse today and our word today, protected, brought to us by Job 11:18. So I'm thankful for the psalm. We are at a half hour after the hour. So we have been here for, a half hour now, and we've already unpacked the word today, protected. We've unpacked the verse today, and the verse today came from Ephesians chapter 5, verse 1 to 2. Now let's dive into the psalm. We save the best for last. And the psalm, as I said, is 77. It's titled, "In the Day of Trouble, I Seek for Righteousness." Because when trouble comes, you don't want to add trouble to trouble, right? Two wrongs don't make a right. You want to seek for righteousness so that you can do the right thing within that circumstance of whatever trouble you're dealing with. So, in verse 77, I cry aloud to righteousness, aloud to righteousness, and righteousness will listen to my cry. In verse 2, in the day of my trouble, I seek for righteousness. In the night, my hand is stretched out without wearying or worrying. My life refuses to be comforted. So this psalm is expressing the turmoil and depression and anxiety and all of that comes with the trouble in that day, right? In verse 3, when I remember righteousness, I moan. When I meditate, my righteousness faints, Selah. Okay. So this is it's a double digit, 7-7, okay? But it's revealing what a lot of people are going through: depression, anxiety, turmoil, financial, situation. People are going through some things. So the psalm expresses that to the point of, in verse 4, that the eyelids don't close. You are awake. It's called insomnia. You cannot sleep, right? You can't sleep. This is what verse 4 says. You hold my eyelids open. I'm so troubled that I cannot speak. I think about the days of ancient times, the years long ago. I spoke. Let me remember my song in the night. Let me meditate in my heart. Then my righteousness made a diligent search. Will righteousness spurn for all time and never again be favorable? Has righteousness's steadfast love forever stopped? These are rhetorical questions. The answer is no. Are the righteous promises at an end for all time? Verse 9. Has God forgotten to be gracious? This is righteousness we're talking about, right? Has righteousness in anger shut up compassion? Because you know that's what righteousness is. That's what God is, compassion. Has that been shut up? Selah. So these are questions from verse 7 all the way to 9 is some questions. They're rhetorical. The answer is no. No, 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 no. Verse 10, then I spoke. I will appeal to this, to the years of the righteousness of the Most High. Right? That's who I'm going to appeal to. I will remember the works of righteousness. Yes, I will remember the wonders of such ancient times ago when righteousness moved the waters of the sea. I will remember the works. I will ponder all the works of righteousness and meditate on these mighty works. Like, how in the world, wonderful, wonderful. And the ways of righteousness is sacred. It's sacred. What God is great as our righteous God, our omnipotent one. That is not a statue or not an idol. Our Most High is present, ever present. That's what we got to stay. We got to get in the presence, right? Because that is what we do. We meditate on the presence and the works, the will of the Most High. And that way is sacred. There is none like it. There is that righteousness that works wonders and have made known that righteous work among people. People know about it, right? And that righteousness has an arm that's redeeming the people, the children specifically of Jacob and Joseph, because Jacob and Joseph were in that steadfast space. Selah. Verse 15 ends with Selah. Okay. Read the story about Jacob. Read the story about Joseph. It'll tell you why they're mentioned in verse 15 as being the redemption of the people. So verse 16 now, when the waters saw, remember I told you the righteousness moved the waters. When the waters saw righteousness, right? The waters were afraid. The deep trembled. So in verse 17 now, it speaks of this precipitation of rain coming from the clouds, skies giving forth the thunder, and the arrows are flashing, lightning. So it's talking about rain, thunder, and lightning in verse 17. Verse 18 now, it keeps pulling from that the earth's natural process, and this is described in verse 18. The crash of thunder was in the whirlwind, lightnings lighted up the world, the earth trembled and shook. In verse 19 now we see how it's even specific to certain places on the earth. The righteousness's way was through the sea. Remember I just said that righteousness parted the sea. And the footprints were not seen. Like, how in the world did this water get parted? We don't see any footprints there. Who did that? That's the omnipotent power that I'm talking about. You don't see it. It's not a statue that you worship. It is within you that you are giving that adulation. So when you are, singing praises in church, guess what? You're building within you. You are putting the building blocks within your heart. Supposed to be. So in verse 20, as we end the psalm, it speaks of the people being led as a flock. by the hand, and we're mentioning now Moses and Aaron. We in verse 15 it mentioned Jacob and Joseph. Verse 20 we're mentioning Moses and Aaron. I'm a student of the scripture. Okay, I don't know it back and forward like the devil does. Satan knows the scripture backward and forward, like boom, 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 like what? Oh my goodness. And uses it to entrap folks into idolatry and worshiping him. It's a sneaky book. I told everybody what that is. So it sneaks its way into our lives, and we end up worshiping these things that are representative of that evil one, because that evil one is sneaky. Okay, but guess what? There is a Most High that doesn't sleep nor slumber. Okay, and the reason why you're not going to know the time or hour is because that evil one is also waiting in watch to see. So everything in creation has its purpose in order for righteousness to cover the earth as the water cover the sea. Righteousness is moving its way through, whether you're going to get with it or not. Okay, you may be left behind, you may be suffering with all kinds of different things because you are not wanting to get onto the righteous ways or stay in the presence. You know, so hey Aiden, you're returned. You're not back. You have returned. You returned. You are coming forward. So that is our psalm today, Psalm 77, all 20 verses. Psalm 77. Oops. Selah and Selah again. Thank you so much for joining Chant A Psalm A Day. This has been so amazing. We're 40 minutes into the day, the morning. Thank you for allowing me to take up time in your space, allowing me to be in your face, and allowing me to share the translation of the word to liberate. Literacy liberates. Remember that. Literacy liberates. Oh, you're looking for people who have nobody watching and you want to feel that's. Thank you, Aiden. Have a good day. Remember to stand in love, don't fall in it. And read Psalm 77. Read Ephesians 5, chapter 1 to 2. Okay. And then our word today is brought to us by Job 11:18. So read Job 11:18. That's important. And we're looking at the word protected. We're looking at the righteous examples. And when we live those righteous examples, we're automatically protected. Okay? So stay in love, walk good, and remember, stand in love, don't fall in it. Stay in love, but don't fall in love. Stand in love with someone. Okay? Have a blessed day, everyone. And remember always, literacy liberates. Literacy liberates. So read something. Happy Ethiopian Christmas, by the way. January 7th, Ethiopian Christmas. Have a blessed day as we celebrate the Ethiopian Christmas. Yay! Have a blessed day, everyone. Remember, stand in love, don't fall in love. Have a blessed day. Take good care. See you next time. Tomorrow again, Chant A Psalm A Day every day.